Hello, everybody. This is your weatherman here again with another episode of The Ants Underground Kingdom. And in today's episode, I'm going to be discussing the evolution tree as it's evolution day on the server. So I thought it would be appropriate to discuss my evolutions, my evolution tactics. I have completed a ton of the evolutions, so I won't be able to show you all of the dependencies. And to some degree, I hope I remember them all. But again, today's server versus server event is evolution. You're going to, get, of course, if you score in the top 10, you're going to get some great personal rewards. But you're basically scoring points through evolution points. And using creature remains, which depending on where you are in your evolutionary stage, that may come naturally or not. It may not come into play. I can tell you creature remains become very, very difficult to get the further you go in the game. So you can see right now, I'm sort of passively working on the advanced combat tree. The advanced combat tree, you have to go all the way through each step. If you're new to evolution, your goal should be to go into zone develop and try to get to that very bottom tier, which is going to give you double rewards. Now, that's not all it gives you. It also unlocks the reward tiers 4 through 6 and 7 through 9. And it also helps you do a lot of other things more efficiently, during SVS events. So it's one of the most important evolutionary trees that you want to tackle. And, again, as a new player, basically follow the tutorial. It'll point you in the right direction. But once you're on your own, really try to focus on this zone develop. Get to the bottom if you can. You get 100% rewards. And you don't necessarily have to max out every single category to get to the bottom. As you can see there, I skipped a couple of steps here and there for things that I didn't think were quite as important. You can always click on, on your goal and see what the prerequisites are, and they will show up in red if you have not met them yet. Otherwise, you can go ahead and research, assuming you have the required resources to do so. When you're first starting off, taking care of some of the basics is probably a good idea. You're going to want to go through your hill develop, make sure that your resource nodes are producing as efficiently as possible. The rapid butchering, I know it doesn't sound, or rapid product, I know it doesn't sound that important, but it's another free way to gain resources. And especially if you get towards the bottom of that tree, at the start of every day, you get a 100% chance of getting your rapid resource production. This again is going back to your zone development, and I'm just kind of highlighting some of the perks that you get. Not only do you get the double rewards, but it's going to give you more points for all of your efforts, for all of the resources you spend. And again, zone develop should be your number one goal. It does have prerequisites, though. I don't think you can just go through zone develop all the way from the beginning. So I believe you have to go through the healing tree, maybe some of the basics. But again, all those prerequisites will be listed there in red to tell you what you need to do. Just like in this example here, to get my T9 guardian ants, I would need to complete all of the prerequisite steps leading up to it. The hill develop and the attack side. Now, to just get into the T10 tree, you saw I've got my shooters and my carriers already at T9, but just to get into the T10 tree, you have to complete every single step of advanced combat. And man, is that expensive. So if you're on evolution day, the first thing you want to do before you start evolving and using speed ups and all that is go to your base, pop a cherry, right? Or pop a raspberry. That's going to give you your 100% bonus. If you have purchased the light contract, you'll have that passive 50% bonus. And that's already going to be on top of all of the point bonuses you get if you have successfully unlocked that zone develop tree. So again, I can't restate how important it is to get through that zone develop tree in the evolutionary tree as quickly as possible in order to help your colony grow. Now, in this case, I've been working on the last couple of phases of my advanced combat tree. So I've had one going for a couple of days. Some of these take 4 or 5 days. There's one. I just have one more to go. I have enough creature remains and resources to do it. So I'm going to go ahead and evolve it and then use the speed ups I've saved up to finally, and I've been working on this for a couple of months at least, get through that advanced combat tree. So you finally witnessed the completion of the advanced combat tree. So that finally lets me look at what it requires to get a T10 shooter ant. And that's mainly what my army is based around. My shooter ants and my special ants that support them are the strongest. So I'm going to go down that T10 shooter ant. And again, that's my goal. You can see all of the prerequisites. The creature remains are absolutely insane. I have no idea how I'm going to ever collect that many creature remains. But more importantly, if you look at the blue DNA evolution strand, it means it's showing you what you have to complete to get to the previous step. And just like in advanced combat, it's going to require that you max out every single step before you are allowed to proceed to the next one. Now, your earlier evolutionary trees, they don't necessarily do that. You might be able to complete 5 levels and then jump down to the next tier. So it's always important to check out your prerequisites so that if you have a goal in mind, like getting to the bottom of zone develop as quickly and efficiently as possible, you may not want to spend all of your resources and all of your creature remains buffing every single element just to get to the bottom. Getting to the bottom is the most important thing. And you can say that about every tree. It's just to unlock a T10 ant. This, I'm just looking at the prerequisites, and every single one is requiring the previous stage or stages to be 100% complete. So there's no give, there's no slack here at all. You've got to complete everything from top to bottom. And so, since I finally have unlocked this and can at least see what I'm doing, the initial, evolutions in terms of creature remains, which in my opinion are the hardest to get, it's very cheap. It's only asking me for 320. The problem is this approximately doubles every time. So by the time you get to something that's close to the completing that whole node, getting through level 20, it's going to be asking for something on the order of 20 to 30,000 creature remains just to get to level 20. And man, that takes a long time. But the most efficient way to get those creature remains is to get the double rewards from your zone development. If you get those double rewards, what your goal is going to be is ideally get to stage 9 in the reward system for each day on SVS. That will give you 3,400 creature remains per day. And so it may still take you 10 days to stock up enough creature remains to unlock the the node or the evolutionary step you want, and you may not be able to just progress down the tree that you want to. I mean, my goal is to get T10s, but at some point I'm going to run out of creature remains, and I'm going to have to select some non T10 shooter ant tree research nodes that don't require as many creature remains, so that I can save up. Ideally, you're not sitting there evolving nothing. And you can see I've got plenty of other stuff to evolve here. Secondary combat, it has some advantages. My initial strategy was to develop one really strong army. So once I got sort of the basics out of the way, the resources, the rapid recovery, or rapid butchering of resources. I focused on, I think you have to focus on basic military, and then I focused on my pro unit tree, and then my ant shooter tree. And basically I just spent all of my time trying to build one strong army, as well as getting through zone develop as quickly as possible. And there's a reason for that. If you can develop one really strong army, there's a set of side games you can play, that are basically, queen attacks, and that will give you, resources every day just for fighting every single day. And if you can end up in the top 10, once the event ends, you'll get some pretty handsome rewards for that as well. Now, burning through a bunch of my evolutions, in this case, it also helped unlock, a bunch of points to get through this other, another side game event here, which is, basically, in this case, collecting enough rocks. Once you move an entire pile of rocks, right there, you can see it opened up a row of rewards, and there's always 20 rows. So, completing all of your evolutionary steps can give you the points, some additional points that you need to, build up some of those points or energy or whatever it's called, to allow your ants to remove those stones to give you even better rewards. Now, once you've gone through and completed your evolutionary speed ups for the day, and again, you at least want to get through step 9 if possible. You can see it's step 8 there. It's, the resources the creature remains start to decrease a little bit, but it's step 9. There it is, 3,400 creature remains. And if you don't have those double rewards, you only get 1,700. And that is a massive, massive difference. I can't tell you how hard it is to get creature remains once you get to the more advanced evolutionary options here. So, I went to secondary combat. I wanted to get a little extra boost for those side games. The queen battles. They don't really affect your army's health or anything like that, but it's just another way to get rewards. So any way you can find to get rewards in this game, you take advantage of it. With the resources I have left, I'm going to eke out as much as I can, since it's evolution day. I'm going to eke out as many evolutions as I can before I completely run out of creature remains. And so I'm going to keep chipping away at this T10 ant tree, and again, just do the best that I can. I finally ran out of resources, so that's where I'm going to leave it for today. But I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it informative. If you did, please like and subscribe, and I will be happy to make more videos, and you can comment and let me know what content you'd like to see in the future. And I really hope you choose to download the Ants Underground Kingdom. And come and join me on server 666. This is your weatherman signing off.